Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash.
I want to give double honors to our apostles at Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And sincere shalom to the elect out there teach this truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Alright, and we're going to discuss the situation going on between Russia and Ukraine. And there's a lot of geopolitical things going on behind the scenes. You know, there's a lot of countries that are posturing for dominance. Okay, the U.S. wants to keep its monopoly over the world financial system, and they want to keep that petrodollar going. And Russia is a threat to that, especially with the situation going on in Ukraine, because there's pipelines that they want to go through there to supply gas to Europe. All right. So if you want to start,
And it's also two natural resources there too. That's valuable. I forgot exactly what the resource. I think it was lithium and something else.
lithium ion. But yeah, things are getting shaky over there. You got NATO that's arming Ukraine. Okay, you got NATO that's arming Ukraine, and basically Putin saying that they want Ukraine to keep a promise or to sign a treaty stating that they won't ever join NATO, because if Ukraine joins NATO, that's right on Russia's border, man. They'll be able to keep hundreds of thousands of troops on Russia's border permanently. All right, go ahead there.
I'm sorry. He says real quick. This is a few natural resources from Ukraine. They have iron, coal, titanium, and other non-metallic raw materials. Titanium and iron and other natural resources, that's all valuable, which is why countries be putting countries in the monopolies and etc. They be want to take over that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13.
Started at 5.
Verse 5. They come from a far country, even from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Right, and before this happens, right, the Lord has to put all the chess pieces in play. Okay, he's got to get those armies together in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which, if you've been keeping up, Israel's bombing Syria again. Okay, there's Saudi airstrikes going on in Yemen. So that place is a whole hotbed, even though it's not in the focus of the Western media right now. But the situation with Russia and Ukraine is, okay, because if Russia gets too strong, they have an alliance with China, and that will allow China to have more of a say in the New World Order, man.
How ye? For the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
All right, keep going.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
And if you look at these people, man, they're starting to freak the fuck out over what's going on. All right, you got people who normally don't pay attention that are freaking out right now, man, that are worried about the future. Okay, you got people saying, fuck it, and going and doing whatever they wanted to do their whole lives. Because they see that the end is near, man. They see that the Lord is bringing things to the earth, man. Just wait a couple months from now when gas prices are over $5 a gallon from all this shit.
Yeah, but they gotta but people did that when the coronavirus first came. People got all humble and shit and was watching, but then it went away after they seen, because this war, Russia just took the safety off their nuclear armament, but we know that it's stuff that still got to come to pass. So the missile's not gonna go off. That's why and when you read Matthew 24th chapter, it say there should be wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. So everything got to come to pass.
Yeah, everything's got to come to pass. When you talk about all these nukes putting fear in people, that's just a negotiation tactic. Those nukes aren't going to be unleashed until the Lord lets them loose, man. You know, and they're not going to fucking nuke Ukraine anyway. It's right on their border. It would be stupid.
Yes.
But, you know, that's not to say that they're not threatening these other NATO nations in the U.S., man. It's like a big political chess match.
And there's going to be things that's going to take place, that's going to happen to bring in, to usher in the mark. So this war can basically, you know, shake things up and kind of, you know, bring on the MOTB.
Yeah, and they were saying that with, that's why Biden's hesitant to disconnect the Russia from the SWIFT system. All right, because when they do that, that means that Russia and China could get together and create their own financial system.
And it's a lot of threats of cyber attacks. It don't have to be men dropping down from parachutes for shit to get real. They could do cyber attacks in the water treatment plants, making the tap water deadly or non-drinkable or non-usable. They could do cyber attacks on the power grid. They could do cyber attacks on the gas pipelines to where people can't pump gas. It'll get crazy fast. Shit, we seen what happened last time. People was putting gasoline in plastic grocery bags.
Yeah.
Desperate. So if they get crazy with these cyber attacks, people gonna lose their mind.
And they're already doing cyber attacks on Russia. And what do you think Russia's going to do?
And what happens every time it's a cyber attack? What do they say? It's Russian backed.
Yeah, it's nonsense. See, because what they're doing is they're putting that in your head to make you think that the Russians are the big bad bullies, man.
The whole time it's them.
Yeah. Keep going.
Say, therefore shall all their hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid, and pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
1 Thessalonians 5. Keep going.
Behold, the day of the Lord comes, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Right, and that's talking primarily to Israelites, man, because the Lord said that his eyes are upon what? The sinful kingdom. Okay, and it said that all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, and that sword is going to come mainly in the form of those ICBMs. Okay, but it's a beautiful thing seeing that term nuke being thrown out in the news again. All right, because I remember growing up when Russia and America were still at odds with each other in the end of the Cold War, man, and they used to have that on the news every day. They used to make us fucking hide in our lockers in school and shit and do these drills. All that's coming back to put fear in, and you coddled soft Americans, man.
Yeah, Little Duval, which is kind of like a B-list celebrity or a comedian, he said that, he put it on his Twitter, he said that Americans are not mentally ready for a battle or a war to happen on this land. And he's right, because those Russian Edomites, they actually train their citizens for war, or if anything was to happen. They train, what is it, like hundreds of thousands of them?
Now it's 40 million.
Oh, 40 million.
It was a 40 million people.
Yeah, 40 million.
That was a couple years back. I remember that.
But they train their citizens for war if anything was to happen. Now over here, you got people watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They on Twitter, they on Instagram, Facebook.
They're making fun of this shit.
New Will Smith.
Yeah, they into all types of. I always say they're living in a fantasy world. So if some troops was to drop out the sky with parachutes, these motherfuckers wouldn't know what to do.
Hey, you got American soldiers making fun on social medias, dancing and clowning.
Well, first of all, your military is fruity. There was the brother from the channel GMS Get This Work. He posted a video of a Jake in the military. This dude twerking on his car. Now those Russians, they don't even allow that. They don't even. Remember when America had the Olympics? Putin said, "Don't bring no fruity stuff over here." They don't even allow that. So that shows you there's levels to these different world militaries. You know. the American military is all out of whack, man. They're really not ready, and the Lord put the spirit on these devils to allow their military to get like that. So when war comes, it's gonna be a lot of men versus a lot of fucking pussies, man.
You got an army full of women and homosexuals.
It's a lot. I just wanted to say that real quick, you know. I had a precept too, but you wanted Thessalonians, so you can get that.
Because right now there's supposedly Zelensky and Putin are supposed to have some negotiation in the coming days where they're going to try and negotiate a truce or something. Well, hey, Russia ain't going to back down unless they get what they want.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're not stopping, and we're going to get that scripture in a minute where it says that they shall not regard gold or silver. Okay, because Russia's not in it for the money right now, man. They're really not, because I mean, what did this do? It crashed their ruble, right? Their currency dropped 40%. Their stock market crashed. There's a run on the banks right now. Now they're saying that in Russia you can only take out $20. So it's getting rough over there. Go ahead. So they really ain't got nothing to lose.
This 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right, when you're least expecting it. Okay? When you're least expecting it, something pops off. That's why we need to be watchful, okay?
For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right, so just because they might do some kind of short-term peace deal doesn't mean that the Lord didn't put the hooks back into the jaws of Russia, man. Okay? Just because they may sign a peace deal. Because they did that in 2014 when they went in Crimea.
Just like, and also recently they've been pushing in the news that we're at the end of this pandemic. We know it's not the end.
Right.
Get people comfortable.
They're switching gears. All right, that's a tactic in politics. When something isn't working, you switch gears for a little while and then you go back to it.
Yep.
Yeah, they did that when in the midst of the pandemic when George Floyd got killed, and then everybody was coming outside for the riots. And, like, nobody was talking about coronavirus spread and all that. There's thousands of people out there.
They even had Fauci. He said, "Oh, it's okay to peaceful protest."
Yeah.
As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
Right, so we're not gonna think that things are just getting back to the way that they were. All right, because we see this financial system about to go to complete shit, man. You know, they gotta do something new. There's nowhere left to go with it. What are they gonna do? Print more money?
Right, and that's why I said that there's going to be something that ushers in the MOTB, whether it's a smaller war or rather it's different nations, you know, battling it out or doing different things. There's going to be something that happens. We used to say that it could be a terrorist attack, you know, that basically they're going to crash the dollar and they're going to bring in that mark. And once they bring in that mark, you know, after that, then if you see a crazy war, then you know, like, you know, but martial law still has to happen, you know.
The famine.
The famine, basically second Ezra the 15th chapter, where the streets of Babylon are basically wild, man. You know, there's things that still have to happen. So we gotta. It's like watching a movie. It's like you watching a movie, but you know what's gonna happen. You just waiting for the part.
Yeah.
You know.
And a war could make that famine come a lot sooner.
Yep.
Because when it's war, shit not moving how it's supposed to be moving. Stuff not being transported.
Yep.
You know? We already got shortages, but if it's really war and it's really chaos, them shortages is gonna get even more worse.
That's why it's called the global financial system, man. If there's kinks in the system, then shit doesn't work properly.
Yeah. And they was doing cyber attacks on banks over there overseas.
And that's what they want. That's what they want, though. They want order out of chaos. Okay, they want to destabilize the system so they can move on to the MOTB system. You know, and they already got the documents. Biden is supposed to sign a. He's been working on an executive order on cryptocurrency because they're planning to release the digital dollar, man.
Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day.
Right, and light represents what? Enlightenment. Okay, keep going.
We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep in the night. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Right, the party spirit. Right, the I gotta be on social media every 5 minutes spirit, showing off all my tattoos and what hair color I got today. You know?
But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love.
Right, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, man. Because really, we're seeing all these brothers wake up. You know, that's our works being manifest. You know.
And you gotta have faith for when, because this time we coming into, it's gonna be crazy. So like, when the famine come, you can't trip like, oh, how I'ma eat, and the Lord said we was gonna eat. So you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith that the Lord gonna deliver you and take care of you. Even when like.
It seems like it's it.
Yeah, because shit, he have been all the way till now. So especially in that day, you gotta have faith, because we know the that's why I say wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation. Because we know that's why I say children of the light. We know it's gonna happen. We know the ending, and trust in that.
Yeah, I mean, if you know you're going to get tried in the fire, you know the way to withstand that fire is faith, man. Let me get this from Job.
Because you can see like people when they got that jab because I might lose my job, or I want to go to a football game. So
or they really had faith in it, thought it was gonna save them.
Nah. They folded, man.
Yeah, they folded under what
weak
bitch
pressure.
ass circumstances.
Bitch
Yeah.
ass circumstances. So when it ain't no food out here, and they saying, well, if you come get this chip, then you'll be good. They
Right.
gonna run. They gonna go get it.
Yeah, look at Kyrie Irving. He said, "Fuck the jab, I ain't taking it." Now he about to be good.
Yeah.
They said they about to lift the the drink, and he about to be able to play all the games now. He just said, fuck, he just waited it out basically.
Yep.
Took all the media scrutiny.
Yep.
Talked shit about him. Now look, he about to be probably one of the
He
only
coming
niggas
through
with
the
jab.
through the other side.
Yeah.
Now you see the other side of him.
That's an example of showing patience, but on
Yep.
a small level.
Yeah. So that's good for Kyrie. Kudos
Yeah.
to Kyrie on that one, man.
Hell yeah.
He said, "Fuck that shit,"
Hey, look at it.
Yeah, he stood on it.
and he still got money.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at when Biden first announced those mandates, even before they went into effect. Everybody was rushing out to get it. And then it turned down and it got struck down and they went and got it for no reason, man. Esau conned you.
Yep. Conjo ass.
Is there more in there?
Yep.
I got this from Job.
And for a helmet, the hope of salvation. For Yahweh hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, he appointed us to salvation.
Yep.
So that's why you should have the faith. So when shit get crazy, when shit get real, all right, when it's a famine, when it's war in these streets, when troops, it's martial law, have faith, because it's some people that was appointed to salvation. If you know this truth, you know that's possibly you.
Yep. There's two sides to the fence. There's wrath and there's salvation.
Some are appointed to death and some are appointed to salvation. Some are appointed to the sword, to the famine. You know? This is Job 5:17. Behold, happy is the man whom Yahweh corrected. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. right? Just like the saying goes, just take it on the chin, right? You know, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. You know, to go through, like, you know, when we first come in the truth, we go through them growing pains. Okay, but those growing pains, they change, you know, and they mold you. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Yeah, the 7th trouble is the 7th trump, which represents the destruction. So it says the Lord is going to deliver us in 6 troubles. Lord willing, we're of that number. That's right before the destruction, right?
Yep, yep. Well, hey, and the scriptures say that the Lord is not the author of confusion, man. You know, the Most High is bound by His own word. That's how powerful His word is. The Most High is bound by His own word. All right, so if He said no evil's going to touch you, then no evil's going to touch you.
That's right.
In famine, He shall redeem thee from death. Okay, and the word redeem means to what? To buy back. Meaning He's going to what? Preserve us or keep us from death. And in war, from the power of the sword. And the war is not just going to be nation against nation soon. It's going to be your local neighbor.
Egyptian against
Yeah,
Egyptian.
your local neighborhoods, man.
Citizen against citizen.
Yeah, citizen against Egyptian against Egyptian.
It says
Right.
they shall be like madmen, sparing none. It says they going to be wilding out because of the lack of bread.
Yeah.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor for the lack of bread. You might be somebody you know. If they got some food and you ain't ate in 5 days and your kids ain't eat, people in the world, you're going to go try to get that.
Yeah.
I need that.
Jeremiah 19:9.
And this millions of people in America with guns, you gonna hear shots ringing in the streets.
Wait, they're saying that there's a lot of experts out there. They're saying that wait for this reading to find. That, during the event of an economic collapse, right? The gangs are the first ones to organize.
Yep.
And if the gangs are the first ones to organize, what are the people going to want? They're going to ask for martial law to say, take care of these gangs for us.
Got a quick one. Jeremiah 19:8. And I will make this city desolate and a hissing.
That city is talking about America, which the Bible called Babylon. It's talking about America.
Everyone that passeth thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straitness wherewith their enemies.
So this kind of happened. This ain't nobody out here eating their kids yet.
Yep.
This gonna happen here.
And it said the flesh of his friend.
Yep.
Like you just said, it could be somebody you know. It could be your friend in the world.
Yeah, cause you gonna eat them before you eat your kids.
Yeah, because people in the world, the Most High didn't say He was gonna feed them in the famine. He said my servant shall eat. So you're gonna be left out there. You're gonna be eating fucking leather. Remember, they was eating leather belts.
They
You
was
know?
eating shit.
Yeah.
They was eating bird shit and the donkey's head.
Hey, we could see this a lot more now than when we first came to the truth, man. Every time we go to the store these days, that sticker shock starts to set in your head.
It says, and they shall eat the flesh, every one of the flesh of his friend, in the siege and straitness wherewith their enemies, and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. So yeah, man, it's gonna be, that the famine is gonna get wild, And see, the thing is, the reason why people don't want these things to happen, we want it to happen because we know that's a part of the road to the kingdom being established. But if you don't really care about the Most High, you're gonna want to keep living in this world.
Yeah.
Like recently, I seen somebody wrote a war would want to happen as soon as I start getting my life together. Because people looking forward. People look. And it was Jake. It was a Jake too.
Oh, yeah.
That's
you can
that's a
tell.
worldly person.
Yeah, that's a worldly person. This war would want to happen as soon as I start getting my life together. Because they're not looking forward to the downfall of this kingdom.
Right.
and they want to continue on in the society.
If you're an Edomite, I can understand it, because this is your, you know,
Yeah.
you got it good here. But if you a Jake, you know, well, some Jakes that got, you know, crazy like doctors and shit, lawyers that's making 100K, they gonna be in that spirit too. But if you a low level Jake and you know, you just average, you
But-
should want this to fall.
Yeah, but even if you is like Floyd Mayweather and shit, you still should hate this place because look at your nation.
Yeah, your people,
our,
yeah.
our nation is destroyed.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be
a
like
fact.
that Moses spirit. Like he could have had everything for his
Mhm.
life, but
Our people have been destroyed the most in their minds, man.
Like we really don't got nothing. Nothing.
Got more? I had some.
Ecclesiastes.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
12. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Well, this is getting into what the brother was saying about how I got to get my shit together, right? Well, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. Well, the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, aka getting your life together, right? Will the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
And if you have true understanding, getting your life together is serving the Lord.
yeah.
You know, that's really getting your life together, because at the end of the day, you're gonna need a hedge, a power to protect you when all hell breaks loose.
And when you're and when you have a better connection with the Lord, man, like everything else, he seems to put everything else in place for you, man.
Yeah, I was
He'll
gonna
give you the
say that
spirit.
the Lord is the one that puts your life together.
Yeah.
You can't do shit. Yahweh Shai said that. Without me, ye can do nothing. So that was a bold statement by Yahweh Shai.
Mhm.
So if you get something, or you so-called getting your shit together, that's because the Lord is doing that for you.
Yeah.
You don't got nothing to do with that.
Hey, man, you know, there's brothers that were out there gang banging, they were smoking weed, doing all kinds of drugs, you know, committing all kinds of adultery, doing all kinds of shit, man. And then they quit that shit and they started living a somewhat normal life, man.
So I was watching a video yesterday where there was a actual crackhead that started. He basically almost is coming into the truth. Dude was a flat out crackhead, man, and he kept coming by watching the brothers, and then like a year later, he's in the truth basically. So that's the Most High right there, man.
Hey, the Lord said that he's the one that heals, man. Verse 3, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. Well, hey, are the grinders not ceasing because they are few? You know, there's shortages all over the damn place, man.
Even after Esau gave out all that money, I said these people gonna go back to work. That never happened. People still don't want to work.
That's a lot of jobs hiring.
And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and those windows are going to be darkened, and they're going to be boarded up. Okay? And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Okay? Just think about this area, right? Hell, this is probably the busiest this downtown area's been in about 2 fucking years. Since the pandemic started. And it's dead. And when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That's pretty much it on that. But the point is, man, now is the time to repent. Right? Seek the Lord while he may still be found.
Yeah, at a point in time, it used to be mad people. There used to be mad people down here, man. We see hundreds of people.
Yeah, when we come out here, it's normally the weekend, so everything is closed.
Yeah.
But even during the weekday, you know, we'll see how it goes as the weather breaks.
Remember the trains? Used to be hundreds of people on the
You
trains.
be down here on the weekend.
Right.
Everything closed.
Yeah, it's closed. Second Ezra 16 and 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's
Okay.
talking about, go ahead.
You want to read a couple verses up on that?
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
Right, and these are all signs that are going on, man. You know, the scriptures tell us to look for signs. Okay, and that's the Lord making those threats, telling you to get right because He's giving us the signs that things are about to unravel.
The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world.
Right, and that's the main plague. All right, that's gonna hit. That's the nuclear destruction. Okay, because what archer has the strength to bend an arrow and shoot it across the end of the world, from one end of the world to the other?
Right.
You can only do that with the proper systems, those nuclear silo systems, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's a stark warning to you, Jakes, to get your ass together, man. Because when the missiles are in the air, there ain't no turning back.
It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that are even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again.
So everybody talk about they want everything to go back to normal. Everything ain't gonna go back to normal because
This is the start of it.
Shit already started.
Yeah, it's already is.
The beginning of sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Esau came out with the term the new normal. Basically telling your stupid ass, it is that old shit that we was just going, that ain't that no more. It's the new normal, nigga. Yeah.
Now we went from a pandemic.
Wasn't it an epidemic at first? Or was it always a pandemic?
An endemic.
An endemic, yeah.
Endemic, pandemic, shortages, fucking protests and riots, and now war.
It says, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death.
Ooh, famine and great death.
That's how we know the missiles can't go off. We haven't had a great death yet.
Right.
That's right. We haven't been a part of the elite's plans yet of depopulating the earth.
All right. Hey, when you go into Matthew to 24th chapter, you got to get Matthew 24. Because when you go into Matthew 24, it say that we was gonna get taken up. The men of the Lord. Yeah. That ain't started happening yet.
We still waiting on some more pestilence too.
Yeah. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Right, scourges for amendment, meaning what? The Lord is sending you these things so that you could see and change your ways, because that's what amend means to change. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Lord is I mean, he's angry with his people, but he's also pleading at the same time. Like, here, I'm giving you all these chances, man.
Right, and
that's why there ain't gonna be no excuse when the missiles hit.
And the prophets have gone out through the midst of, we was out here all through the midst of the pandemic, still teaching. So even though these things happened, the warning still went out.
Yeah.
You know, no matter the circumstances that was going on in the earth, the warning still went out. We didn't hide in the house and with our mask on. Oh, it's coronavirus out there, brother.
Yeah,
you know?
When they had the you only could be with this many number of people. We was still going out.
Yeah.
Breaking the law.
Yep. Right.
We wasn't practicing social distancing.
Right. Because we know that the word still had to go out. So, you know, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
It says, but for all these things they shall not return from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges.
And do you really see your average Jake out there turning away from that wickedness, man?
Nope.
No, if anything, they're getting deeper in the waters.
Yeah,
Well, it's tax season, so the wicked's about to ramp up. Niggas about to, they about to act up.
Man, if you
Their
gave,
behavior gonna change because they got a little money.
it reminds you of that Dave Chappelle skit where Jake got a bunch of reparations, and then they fucking blew it all within a couple
Yep.
of weeks.
Yep.
That's what Jake will do, man.
I got one more verse. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good and cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Right, the victuals shall be cheap. Well, they're
I
not
got
really
some.
cheap anymore, man. The victuals talk about these goods that you purchase at the store.
Uh-huh.
You know, the gas pump. You order your things online. You pay for your services. They ain't cheap no more, man. You got all these people that got to choose whether to heat their homes or to feed their families this way.
Yeah, I seen that because I remember you mentioned it. The one lady on this video, she said her gas, I think it was electric or gas?
Probably gas.
It was.
this
She
year.
said her bill was like $50-something for the month, and she opened up the mailbox. Her shit was $675. She said, I don't know where it came from,
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
I know somebody who keeps their heat on 62. It's always cold in their fucking house, and they got a $500 heat bill. Like, how are people supposed to pay that and make ends meet?
Esau out here scamming.
Uh-huh.
It says,
It's like that shows that the petrodollar is failing. You got oil at almost $100. Almost $100 a gallon.
it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth,
Barrels.
for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
We love that scripture, man.
Yeah, that's why I had to get that.
You know, it don't matter if you escape one thing.
You might think you good, you
Uh-huh.
laughing, ha ha ha, and then pow, you know?
It's like in a movie, man. You know,
Amos 5 and 18.
somebody's
Yeah.
supposed to die in the
Yeah.
movie. They escape a couple of situations,
Right.
dicey situations, and they end up getting got.
Get that first and get that Matthew. You still it's way more than that.
Yeah, I keep reading. You could get those couple.
This is Amos. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Yeah, because if you ask our people what the day of the Lord is, you know, they would, most of them would tell you it's a good day. Go ahead.
To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Yeah, it's darkness, not light. Go ahead.
As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
That lion and that bear could be that sword and that pestilence. You gotta think of it like that. You're not gonna be able to get away. If you march for death and not salvation, the Lord gonna get you.
Yep.
Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
Yes, the day of the Lord, when all these things coming upon the earth, man, it's gonna be a real dark day. It's gonna be millions of people dying.
And the reason why these churches don't tell you that is because they don't want to so-called scare you. But the scriptures say through the, what did Paul say? Through the fear of the Lord,
Terror of the Lord.
through the terror of the
Yeah.
Lord, the water.
That's what he meant.
Through the terror of the Lord, we persuade you. When you hear this word, you're supposed to get scared, because
Yeah.
that's gonna get you right. If it ain't no fear, then how you gonna get on the right track?
Yeah, I got it.
You know, when you hear about famines and all that type of stuff, you get shook up. You say, let me get my shit together, so to speak. Let me serve the Lord. Go ahead.
Are you examining yourself?
Right.
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
It's gonna be all hell. It's gonna be hell on earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though this is hell, that's just the expression. It's gonna be hell on earth, man.
Right. So like them nuclear, because I be seeing people on social media like, oh, I hope they don't start a nuclear war. Well, it's gonna be a nuclear war because the Lord said it was gonna be a war.
Right.
Right. So that's gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen now, man.
Then you got all these people that are.
But guess
Go
what?
ahead.
Guess what? You gonna wish it was a nuclear war when you see fucking famine and shit like that. When
They
you
gonna
go
want it
through
to
the
be over.
Yeah, you
It
go.
says that. It says that they gonna how does it go? They shall
go
seek death.
shall seek death and shall not
It
find
shall
it.
not find. They gonna want it. They gonna want it to be over. Like,
Yeah.
just, Lord, take me out.
Like, damn, Russia, why you couldn't just did it?
Right.
Well, hey, you got all these people that are cheering that, you know, Ukraine's doing a lot better against Russia than what they thought that they would. But at the same time, they don't realize, man, you know, that just gives Russia more of a reason
Yeah.
to
Go
threaten with those nukes.
Yeah.
You know, if they can't win in a conventional war, what do they got to do to win? They got to resort to that.
That threat.
Matthew 24:3. Yeah, Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Savior, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And that's what we got going on right now. The wars, the rumors of wars. And we had it in 2020 when Trump killed that Iranian general.
Yeah.
You know, people got all shook up and shit. And then it calmed down.
Huh? Well, the Rona came out. All right.
But if you remember back in 2016 when Trump and Hillary had that election, Putin said, you can look it up. Putin said that if Hillary Clinton would have became president, it would have been a nuclear war.
Mm-hmm.
He would have shot bombs. That's documented.
Yeah, I remember
You know,
that.
So
It would have been on.
yeah,
Because that's what Russia's
Shit, where
been
Hillary
doing.
at?
That's what Russia's been doing. Whenever there's a new president, they kind of test them, see where they're at, and they see a weak leader in Biden. So
Yeah, he through, man.
You don't even know.
He represents the state of Babylon.
Yeah.
1 foot in the grave.
he
Yo.
doing these press briefings in the White House. You don't even know he's in the White House.
1 foot in the grave. They need to put that man in a fucking nursing home, man. Like today.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. Because these people are troubled in their minds over this shit.
yeah. But it say all these things must come to pass. And I was about to tell you what got to happen, right? So all this stuff got to happen before the nukes come off. The nukes is coming though.
But the end is not yet.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen yet. Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines,
There you
and
go.
pestilences,
Palestinians, go ahead.
and earthquakes in diverse places.
Well, we got the earthquakes.
Right.
All
Cross
these are
side.
the beginning
Cross the
of
way.
sorrows.
Yeah.
The
And
beginning.
and a lot of these
Beginning.
things,
Matter of fact, recently, wasn't there earthquakes going on around the Lake Erie area? Yeah, that's
a couple
not-
days ago.
That's not.
Well, it is a fault, but the way they said it was going, they said it wasn't normal. They
Yeah,
said
that's
it
not
was-
normal, man.
Yeah, but hey, we can cross that off the list. But we still got the famine, more pestilences. Go ahead.
and a lot of those famines are going to bring forth pestilences, man.
Uh-huh.
Nutritional deficiencies.
Yeah, what if they cut the power and the water off? Yeah,
it's quiet.
That's
They do
gonna
that.
be a lot of. Go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead. Hold on.
this bird flu. They killing hundreds of thousands
They
of chickens
always-
and turkeys.
Yeah, they always do that shit though. Like, you don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, they've been talking about the bird flu for like 20 years.
Wait, it's a part of the chicken prices, man.
Mhm.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
This gotta happen. It's talking about the men of the Lord.
That's right. All you brothers watching on the YouTube that have been out there on the streets, put your face out there on YouTube. They're watching you, man. You may not think it, but they are. All right. We came home. What was it, from Bailey and Kensington some years back, and they had that guy in the blue jacket taking pictures, and we had, what was it, a black Suburban followed us the whole way home, man. And then shall many be offended. Oh, Slakia. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many.
We got that going on.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay.
Because it's gonna be men that's gonna fold. It's men that's gonna be in this truth that's gonna fold. It say some men shall give each other up and hate one another. Cause we ain't see no real pressure yet. But once that real pressure get applied, they say when your back against the wall, your character get revealed. And shit, some people not gonna stand on what they believe in.
Right.
Right, it says the love of many shall wax cold, man. You know, it's a lot of people that you were friendly with are gonna turn cold and selfish against you.
Well, that's why anybody that's really not in this truth is a potential enemy.
Yes.
You know, because you're gonna see who's really. That's why Yahweh Shai said, "Who is my mother? Who is my brother?" But those that do the will of the Most High. Your closest, your daddy and your mama. All right. Don't be surprised if they turn on you in that day, because they're ultimately of this world, man.
Right? People of the world are gonna be turning on each other too for
especially
lack of
during
goods.
the time of famine, man. Yo, that's a no-brainer right there. They definitely go turn on you. All integrity and morale is gonna go out the window, because these people already don't have integrity or morale.
All right, back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no more, Salaki, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the ground and to sow it.
Right. Hey, when that first wave of death comes, okay, who's going to be around to plant the crops? Who's going to be around to pick the crops, man? Who's going to be around to butcher the meat and process it and ship it to the stores? Okay, we're talking about a complete decoupling of everything.
It says, there shall be no man left to till the ground and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them?
Right,
For-
because you're not going to go picking a fruit tree in the middle of a famine thinking, oh, I might as well sell this to my local Walmart. No, you're going to be keeping that for yourself, man. You're not going to be worried about the guy down the street and his little 6-year-old or whatever.
For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Like I Am Legend, the nigga was talking to mannequins.
Right.
he named them too. He named the mannequins. It says, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there shall be left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard.
So like if you picking grapes off a tree or apples and shit, and you trying to get all the apples, you still gonna miss a couple apples. You're not gonna get them all, and that's how it's gonna be when these martial law troops come through. The Lord gonna have it so them people that didn't get gathered or found is that's the Lord doing that, protecting you.
Right. It says, even in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword.
Who's searching your houses? Them UN troops.
Yep. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And that's the day where all these prideful ass women, okay, the independent spirit is gonna be thrown out the window.
Yeah.
The spirit, you know, you can't go up to a woman now and be like, yo, what's up? Oh, You know, they looking at you all crazy. All that's gonna be thrown out the window. Cause all hell is gonna break. They're gonna be looking for a man. They're gonna be starving for a man. Okay, somebody to protect them. Cause a bitch is gonna be fair game in that day.
Yeah.
Easy pickings. You gonna have, you know.
Yeah.
You can
Easy
even get a
pickings.
fear in them now, man.
Yeah.
See if a dyke can
It's gonna be.
protect
It's
you
gonna be
there.
like. It's gonna be like picking up a quarter. Whoop, got one.
Let that
You
bitch
know?
in that cargo pants protect you, man.
Yes.
Yep.
That man
So
is there.
you know
Yeah.
we gonna see the shift change. It says, "In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
Yeah.
Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb."
So just like we see clearly through the scriptures that we in the beginning of the sorrows, so ain't no way to turn it back. Once them birth pains start with your woman, she might even go to the hospital and they'll send her home like, oh, she might have to wait a couple of days.
Right.
That baby coming.
Yep. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
It said it's not slack, but not even for a moment, man.
Well, you see how they just did it with the CV
Yeah.
and then switched to this?
Yeah.
So after this happens, it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
They might switch back to CV Extreme, you know?
Yep. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. And in those days, Salakia, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to leave everything. You're gonna have to have a how the prepper say, a bug out bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to move. Like when you watch what was that? Book of Eli?
Yeah.
How he was just moving by the spirit. He was like
She kept asking him where he was going.
yeah,
He told her, walk by faith, not by sight.
Yep. And it was crazy because like when the like after I got into it with them one dudes, he was walking and he seen that one little girl getting raped, and he wanted to help
Oh,
her.
he said, not my business.
Yeah.
Oh, he was talking to himself.
Yeah, he was, and the Lord, it was like the Lord was telling him, nah, just keep moving.
Yeah, fuck that.
But he wanted to kill him, but he ended up getting to because he led him to him at the bar.
Yeah.
It was the same
Yep,
dude.
Yep,
So like,
yep, yep.
And then he was blind the whole time.
yeah. Hell yeah, that shit was sweet.
That really shows you that the Lord was guiding them.
Yeah.
Because even when them devils got the Bible that they wanted, because they burned all of, they said
The shit was in
it was
Braille.
in Braille, so they still couldn't receive it.
Yeah.
He was tight. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains, like doves of the valleys.
Yeah, and I'll say the majority of these people, they not outside those preppers, and those preppers, even they gon' get put down, man.
Yeah.
They gonna get put down. All that, people, all that shit that they got, they prepping, they got years worth of stuff. That could be for the elect. Like in that movie The Road, he was traveling with his son, and they found that bunker that went underground, and they was able to take a shower, they was able to eat, somebody had prepped that. But they didn't get to, the prepper obviously didn't get to enjoy what they prepped, because it was a whole stock full of food, canned goods and all that. And those preppers are carnal as hell, man. They don't got no faith. That's why they do that, because they don't have faith.
And a lot of them YouTube channels you see with those preppers, man, all kinds of sensationalism and how they talk to the camera and all that. A lot of those guys are getting rich off you suckers, man.
Yep.
Loaded.
Yep.
Multi-millionaires, man.
They get paid off of views.
You're buying their bug out bags.
Right.
When you can make your own for pennies on
Right.
the dollar.
You can make your own bug out bag.
All
Let
of them.
me say this real quick. There's certain, because you got to use wisdom too. So there's certain things that brothers should know how to do, like start a fire. Because if you got to escape somewhere and the Lord put you and you can't start a fire, then that's just using wisdom, you know. So brothers should know how to do certain things at least, you know.
Filter water.
We can't
Yeah.
just be useless men.
Right. Because the Most High might have you escape. Now you in the woods somewhere, and you got the necessities to start a fire, but you don't know how. So you know, we ain't saying go turn into a prepper, but try to, you know, utilize your mind, man. Certain things you should know how to do.
We gotta survive at the end of the day.
Got
Right.
scripture on the end too. One second.
And starting a fire, you know, that can't be too hard. You know, I don't know. I don't even know how to start a fire. That's why I said that. So I'm talking to myself first and
This is
foremost.
Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. Imagine if we went up to ancient men and told
Right.
them we didn't know how to start a fire.
Well,
Right.
It's like, what the
They're
fuck?
like, what the fuck? My 3-year-old son knows how to start a fire.
Right. And those are things that our forefathers definitely knew how to do, man, with ease.
And these are things that Esau has created in a society to
Yep.
separate us from.
Yep.
They separated us from nature, so that we have to
Completely.
be dependent on them.
Hey, most of the people in the society don't even want to get their hands dirty.
Right. For real.
That's just reality.
Yep.
Especially Jake. Jake, like, man, fuck all that.
Esau made everything instant. Everything you can go to the corner, you can get a quick sandwich, you know, a quick drink. Some people don't even like to wait on their food to cook.
Hey, you
They
see,
don't want to cook.
you see videos of that? You got Jake women jumping through the drive-through windows.
Yeah, I saw that too. Bugged out.
All of them mourning, every one for his iniquity.
Yep.
All hands shall be feeble.
It says every one of them mourning for their iniquity, for their sin. Sin upon sin. Go ahead.
All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water.
Woo.
They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth,
That's a sign of mourning. Go ahead.
and horror shall cover them.
And horror shall cover them. That's why it says the great and dreadful day of the Most High. And we just read in 2nd Ezra 16 that once these plagues are sent, once these famines are sent, it's over, man. There ain't no turning them back. It's gonna be a horror film out here, man.
Well, hey, you know, we can't turn back either. We can't be like lots of way.
Yeah.
It's over. And shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. So shit, they're not gonna be able to fill their bowels. They're not gonna be able to eat. Gold or silver not gonna be able to save them. You can be rich as hell, but shit, you can't buy no food.
Yeah, but that you don't gotta worry about that if you repent and trust in the Lord. The Lord will make sure you eat. About to read one of the miracles that happened to the prophet back in the days. In the ancient times, started at 9.
I'm sure you don't want Second Kings.
I think it's 1 Kings 17 and 9. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
1 Kings 17 and 9.
1 Kings 17:9. Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee.
So he was moving through faith, because at first, this is the same chapter in the beginning of this chapter that the raven had fed him. 'Cause this
shalom.
It had rained. It hadn't rained for 3.5 years. Go ahead.
So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, As the Lord thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die.
So she didn't have no faith. She had a little bit of food left. She just wanted to make it for her and her son, and was going to just give up.
Perish.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first.
He like, go ahead, go do that. But yo, make me one first.
And bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son.
Yeah.
For thus saith the Lord, power of Israel.
And look what he said. He called on the name of the Lord. And that's what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? If you dare in the famine, hey, call on the name of the Lord. The Lord gonna make it happen, bro. Go ahead.
The barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and he and her house did eat many days.
And she and he in her house did eat many days off of that little bit she had that she thought wasn't enough for her and her son. But for one night, they ate many days. And them type of things gonna happen, you know, for the elect of Israel. Isaiah 65, or is it 66?
65. You want
13?
that?
Yeah.
So I get my screen messed up right now. This is Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, my servants shall eat. In fact, I'm going to start at 11.
Yeah, 11.
But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain.
Yeah, everybody who, all you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that shun this book and the words in this book behind you, all right, all you Muslims and all that, that's what you chose. You gotta have see if Allah, who has Allah saved? You know what I'm saying? That's who you gonna have to call on and see what He do for you.
Ye are they that forsake the Lord, and that forget my holy mountain.
Are you atheists? Go ahead.
To prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
You are bowing down to the slaughter. If you ain't into this, go ahead.
Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes,
Yeah.
and chose that wherein I delighted not.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
It's everybody else. Everybody who not didn't have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it's everybody else. Go ahead.
Ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord Yahweh shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name.
The God in the Bible going through.
Said you gonna bow down to the slaughter. You gonna be thirsty and hungry.
He who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the power of truth. And he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the power of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. Behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy.
That everlasting life. This going on should be going into the kingdom. We get that everlasting life. That was it. Fire.
And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. And right now the Lord really can't enjoy his people, man, because they're all messed up. He can't enjoy them because they're not walking in his ways. Okay? There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build, and another inhabit. They shall not plant, and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands.
In the hand, what's that? That's talking about from the foundation of the earth, the Alahayim, you know, because the elect really created everything with Yahweh Shai. So that's the work of their hands. They're gonna enjoy the, you know, just being. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so with that, all right, we're gonna close up. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory
So
to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. And Lord willing, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom.